again, dear YouTube viewers, Hexnick streaming once more with our mysterious deck featuring Lost Tormentor that becomes the Insidious Mist that has Hexproof and Indestructible. It can block and can't be blocked. It has no attack. It has 1 life toughness. But since we run a lot of artifacts, we can be swinging for some damage with this creature. So from the last time I was trying to show you some new modifications for the deck, but somehow the transmission went off. So major modification is the inclusion of both copies of Jahini's Expertise that can potentially kill our creatures, giving everybody -3/-3, but the Lost Tormentors, if we get to equip her with the Mist, equipped with the Ashmal Blade, the Mist will survive the Jahini's Expertise, so might be them. So other than that, not much else. I cut down 1 Mortuary Mire and I'm going to use Resourceful Return as better targeted graveyard fetch, so we don't have so many tap lands now. Just 1 Mortuary Mire, we get the effect immediately, and also most likely we are drawing an additional card. It's going to cost us 2 mana and we don't have the additional land, but I think it's better in this deck. Let's try to find some nice opponents and see if we can achieve some success rate. So even if we don't win, if our Mist makes some damage or forces the opponent to do something unusual, I think it's a success for the deck. So let's see what we are against. This is not telling anything, right? Decent hand, so we don't have any madness thing that we can use successfully for transforming the air of the Falcon Wrath, but other than that we have, well, it is looking interesting already. 2 artifacts, it's going to give us double discount to our guys, and if the opponent is going for red and black vampires, so this demon is not particularly good against a deck like this. Therefore we might be discarding the Herald to transform the air if it's becomes necessary. Let's see what we draw. The Asylum Visitor, better than discarding the other guys. So let's play the air and hope the opponent does not kill this one before we untapped, so we can maybe cast the Asylum Visitor for the madness cost. So the plan is to equip here and transform her maybe right away. I don't know, we maybe need to wait to see what the opponent attempts to play. So we take another damage, opponent already at 22, since this Indulgent Aristocrat has lifelink. Let's go with the Inventor's Fair. Let's equip our guy. Maybe the opponent can try to kill her right now. He does not. Okay, let's attack with 3. And well, the opponent could try to kill her with damage from red spells. Therefore I'm waiting to transform her. That means we give up some damage, but maybe the opponent has to spend 1 card, the compulsion. So do you want to flip this neglected heirloom right now? Let's do so we can cast the Visitor. That means we have someone that can attack next turn. 4 plus 2 artifacts. So if we draw another land, we might be casting one of them. We can also equip the Visitor with the Ashmouth Blade. Seems like a lot of damage for the opponent. And then we can play the Sigil of Valor. And this is nice. Let's play this. And this is going to give us life later. So we want to cast it with as much mana as possible. So here we just are going to equip. We need double black to cast the Herald of Anguish. Let's hit the opponent for 3. And if he has another one of the Murderous Compulsion, it's better that this one gets the hit instead of our powerful attackers. So 2 artifacts. This one has Improvise. Okay. Good. We are fishing for these removals. Alright. 1 more damage, but this means the opponent is not playing anything else. Apparently he's mana screwed only with 2 lands. So, but we are not going to fret upon. Okay, let's play this one. So 3 plus 4 mana means that we can be casting the Finalrun next turn. Let's see if the opponent finds another land. No, it's just the air. The air is a nice target for the battle at the bridge. So opponent can't sacrifice a creature, so we have to be careful with the timing of the battle at the bridge. 3. Alright, we need double black. For some reason we only have our colorless lands and 1 black. Let's go right away with this one. Maybe the opponent has more removal, but we are going to take the risk. Wow, 3 lands. Let's see now what the opponent has against us. If with 2 lands he already did this amount of damage with... Okay, here comes Madness guy. It's Twins of the Moor Estate. This one does not have haste, but now she transforms into the Heir of the Night, 3/2 flyer. So, battle at the bridge, 1, 2, 3. Second land. What to do here? So, by using this one, I think we have a blocker for this. Maybe we pull out another removal from the opponent. Let's go ahead for it. Finish. I think we can move this to the Finalrun and swing with this already. Let's see if the opponent is willing to take 6 or decides to sacrifice one of his attackers or blockers. That is going to give us some information about what cards he might be holding. If he decides to block, it means he has more creatures coming after this. But he's losing 1 card with the Herald of Anguish. Another, no, Biting Rain wouldn't kill our guys. This one is -2/-2 for everybody and can be cast with Madness, but that will kill his heir, so probably he relies on something such as the Stensia Masquerade to pump up his stuff, his creatures, so they don't die to the Biting Rain. So we can leave this one at defense and this attacking for 6, or send both into attack. So here opponent has nothing. Let's get the swamp. 3 more, that means we hit for 8. Okay, let's equip this one. Leave up 2 blacks. Battle at the bridge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's enough to kill the twins. Let's do it. And we move into attack with everything, and if the opponent wants to kill the Herald, it's fine for us, otherwise this card is going to help the opponent. Now we get in for 5. So unless the opponent has another Murderous Compulsion, our guy should leave. Well, he can have Murder, but this is okay. This again. But it's not going to save the opponent. Alright. So I think this should be out of the way. It's unlikely the opponent has another one of these. But our Finalrun, it's going to swipe this one. If I activate the Foundry of the Consuls, it gives +2/+2 to the Finalrun. To do so, I need 5 mana plus the Foundry itself. That leaves me with 1 mana available. So let's do it like this. So opening the Foundry of the Consul is bad if the opponent has another Biting Rain, but I think it's not that bad if the opponent wants to spend the cards like that, because now we get in for 8 and we have 2 more creatures in play that could help us casting more of our improvise guys. Opponent takes 8 to the face, so he must have something important to do with the Olivia. This one can enable the madness, because he can choose to discard something, but he has to cast a creature and then discard and then pay the madness cost. I think he's 2 mana tight. So opponent got mana screwed. He thought his deck was fast, but it wasn't. We take our sweet victory. Huh! Look who showed up to the party. Okay, then by using this we could really make this one really large with all the equipments we have. This makes this having first strike should be really important. First strike, the opponent has to block this one. Okay, let's just attack with this. We are at a very safe amount of life, so opponent also has discarded this Tension Masquerade, one of the most problematic cards against our deck. Maybe we could use Westbell Abbey if we use a big from under the floorboards, but it takes 2 turns for us to do so. Boulder and Duelist, it has haste and could attack this turn if opponent chooses to do so, since we can design a creature that can't block. But opponent keeps making more blockers for our Fenghauler. So here probably we should... Oh, what am I doing? Ouch, misplay. Yeah, this is legendary land. Misplay. Okay, let's move this one to one of our Thopters. I should have tapped the land before doing that. That was a bad misplay from my part. If we swing with this, I think we go with the Fenghauler plus the Thopter. Opponent can kill the Fenghauler, but that wouldn't be so bad. He spends 2 creatures, and this one might get the opponent some hope for later. Opponent took 3. Do I move this? Okay, there's not much use for our remaining mana, so let's move this one here. We don't fear the Fenghauler dying. The opponent could run Lightning Axe to kill this, but we still have these 2 Thopters that are very massive. Another Lessep Tormentor, but it's not going to cut it. So if we could remove the flyer, I think we win this turn. Another one of these. This is helpful if we attack with a single guy, but I think here we are going to move the heirloom back to this one, so it can pass through the Lessep Tormentor and then swing with the Thopter. Opponent has to block with the Olivia and this, so we could attack with everyone. Opponent takes 1 damage and loses his board, or its board, since this is an AI. And let's do this for 3 more creatures out. If the opponent has another Biting Rain, this is going to be so sad, but still we still win. Alright. Well, funny things to try here, since we could activate the Westbell Abbey, but yeah, let's give the Sigil of Valor to our Thopter. And this heirloom, if we could awaken the Westbell Abbey and put the heirloom, that's a nice idea for another deck. So let's swing with this alone. That it's going to gain a huge buff. So that could become a new video. Transforming the neglected heirloom using the Westbell Abbey that has to be somehow awakened before. That's some way to do it. Alright, but this, well, we saw the Lassif Tormentor, but on the other side of the board in this game. Let's try once more. Maybe our last game, depending on how it becomes. And another. So some people call this guy the homeless Jace. It's a funny description. It looks like Jace, but after he had a bad time and loses everything and is wandering around the wastes. Right, 4 lands, the implement of malice, and 2 vehicles. I think having the copter and the caravan, it's a nice hand to show up. Let's begin with this. We are not revealing our opponent that we have black, and he somehow is going to be suspicious of our equipment, and I'm guessing that our opponent is going for the counters theme. Maybe we see some snakes. Let's go for the implement of malice. So next turn we could look at a cultivator's caravan, make opponent discard some precious stuff from hand, but discarding from too early. Black. 5 cards in hand. Right. I think I want to use this now or against the snake. I think we're going to kill the snake with the battle at the bridge, and if we get to cast this for much more X, larger X, it's going to give us more life. So this is problematic already, since it can grow out of proportion soon. So hopefully the opponent plays the snake now and tries to place the counters on this one. Okay, winning constrictor. Still, this is going to be huge. So 4 lands plus 1 artifact means that we can do this for 4. We should do it right now. Nothing you can do, but activating the cap gives double the counters, but at least we got rid. This is much more problematic than the cap. This is a nice creature, but very powerful, but the other one, oh boy. So we could attack with the caravan next turn, but we tap out for everything. And we have nothing that we want to discard yet. Well, we can save 1 land in hand. Now we have something that we could be discarding later. Let's play here. 1 land just in case. So we can block this crew. No, we cannot do everything. So I think the opponents just attack with the cab. We might be wanting to transform the tormentors to prevent some damage to our face. Both attacks. So I think the opponent might have some trick, but at any rate we are going to pull the trick out of the hand and wait for the transformation until we can cast from under the floorboards.
Yesterday I went for a walk on the beach.
Okay, the combat trick is about to show up. Okay, let's see what the opponent tries here. No combat tricks. Interesting. Tarlos tracker. That's fine. Now this is now a problem since there's 5 counters up there already. So we have technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means we could gain a ton of this, but we have to spend 1 to make this one transforming. We could have Liliana out, but I don't think we are going to be transforming her. Copter, another vehicle that we could use, but I think we just pass here. So one clue, this one is something that could be attacking us too. Okay, let's block with the Last Tormentor. Opponent's going to do something. Spend everything there. Something else. We're going to do this. Cast this stuff for the max amount of X, so we gain 4 life and 4 tokens. If we find an equipment for the mist, it's going to be great. Either have cool. Come on, equipment, show up some nice stuff that we can use. Scrounging Bandera. I think we are going to be seeing the Walking Ballista in this deck, and the opponent has the option to give a counter to any of his creatures at any time. So here we could send the caravan there, but the Talos tracker is going to be able to kill that one. I think we play the copter. We still can open one of the Foundry of the Consuls. If I attack with 4 of these, okay. The opponent blocks 2, we deal 4, plus this could be 8, but then we cannot accrue anything in our next turn, so let's move on, skip the attack and continue. Is this going to move the counters somewhere else? Nope. And this still has 2 activations available. So do we sacrifice the copter just to get 1 card sooner? These guys are enough to save some necks for some turns. And since we have the Inventor's Fair, having the copter with us should be good. Walking Ballista with just 1 counter. That's fair. So Maybe the opponent wants to activate this and something else. Alright, the bounce, so finally we have one artifact. So opponent could kill our copter. That's one thing. But anyways, we are going to swing with the copter, so the ballista should be out. Opponent can give one counter from the implement of ferocity, can pay 4 and give this another counter, and then kill this. So if we draw a madness card, it will be great for us. No, it's the heirloom. So goodbye, Liliana. Transform? Not yet. Let's play the heirloom. We still have mana for these guys and no cards in hand, so equipping just now doesn't seem too profitable. Let's equip one of the tokens so we can crew our caravan with just this one. And the clue opens, Tireless Tracker grows, and this one, oh no, second clue. Okay, it's going to try to kill one of our precious tokens with the ballista, maybe, or the copter, perhaps. So if the opponent finds a way to give trample to these guys, we are in deep trouble. Oh, well, 6/6 walking ballista. That's very scary. Attack phase. We might lose our caravan if we try to crew it. Some attacks from the opponents. Apparently he's just waiting. Okay, this can become a 7/7. Let's force the opponent to spend something there. He has to spend resources now if he wants to save his long task. That guy. That's it. Gains one more counter, and one of our guys shrinks. Kills everything, but he now has no energy and one less card in hand. So the walking ballista is waiting for us, transforming the insidious mist back into something that he can target. We can bring back our Liliana just in case. But okay, we draw a card doing so. Let's do it. Liliana comes back. Essence Depleter is really cool. So Liliana is going to hit the graveyard once more. If things go as I suspect they are going to happen, we're going to swing with this, accept to transform it, then Walking Ballista is going to try to kill this one. Yes. Okay, leave one black open just in case. Is the Walking Ballista going to try to kill this before Neglected Arum shows up? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stop timer, please. We're going to transform her again into the mist. And hit for 4. And the Walking Ballista has lost a lot of counters doing so, and we still have our mist alive. So I think that counts as the success of our deck. I don't think that we are still... Well, it's hard to say if we are going to win, but the Essence Depleter is going to be a great help against this. Let's see now. I think we have to let go our caravan and try to, well, we could maybe find some better cards with the copter, but this is already good for us. One more counter goes. I think you should put the counters on this guy. Walking Ballista. Alright. Opponent has 2 clues, so Tireless Tracker can grow. One, and what else? Okay, we have one blocker that it's going to die. Murder. We still have our blocker. But the opponent might have some... could kill the caravan anyways. Let's see if he is able to do so. He already has 3 energy again. So if we transform the Insidious Mist again, it's going to have 4/4 plus 3/3, it's 7. Opponent would be at 5. I don't think that's worth activating the Essence Depleter. Looks more promising to our end. Let's see what the opponent tries to do here. It's attacking with just 2 guys, 4. So I think he has some additional trick going on. Yeah, he has. If he has a pump spell, we are dead, and this one has trample. Yeah, I think the opponent can kill us with some pump spell, but there's no way that we can survive, I guess. But still a nice match with interesting interactions going on. So what happens? A clue. So we take 16 damage now, and opponent has no mana left. Another activation for this task. Alright, quite a lot of damage there. Walking Ballista, hitting this guy. Well, we still have our nice Thopters. Thopters, you say. So we could trick the opponent. He has this one that becomes an issue. Essence Depleter is one blocker, but not going to cut it. Let's swing with the Insidious Mist. No, we don't want to spend our precious mana for, well, still our hope is that we can stop these two guys with the Thopters, but if the opponent activates the Hissing Quagmire, we still are going to die. So far so good. Let's hope the opponent decides to tap to do something strange. Oh, the Quagmire. Ah, the opponent figured out. So I don't see a way that we could have survived there with our mana. So let's just, for honor, do this. And murder even. Yeah. Okay, Essence Depleter was a nice alternative, but these guys are too big for us, and therefore we lost, but I think it was a nice game anyways, and it featured the abilities of the Lost Tormentor nicely, and well, we got overrun, and I think we are going to call it a day and leave it like it is. We want to try new decks soon, so it's going to be that for today. If you have some suggestions, comments or opinions or whatever, don't forget to leave your comments. Until next time, sayonara.